Well, hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another section.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for that Sports by New Sports by Victor Allen's own unique insight look into the world of sports. Hot, sexy. And here's the man, the bald man that the ladies call sexual chocolate. Here's Vic.
It's never good when another brother says, have to try to frame
I said
something.
the ladies call you sexual chocolate.
Why don't you just sit back and say, man, this is my road dog, this is my homie.
Write it out. It's too long. What's that? This
Got
is
other shit
my
to
road. Wait, let me get it right. This is my road. No, hey, Mac, take some notes. Mac, he wants us to say this is my road dog. Mac will do that. He's good. Mac will be like, bitch better have my money.
I don't give a fuck. Oh, shit.
All right, you guys say, all right, we got to go. I keep forgetting about this. Here's the part where you try to follow. You can't follow, you have comedy and then try to follow with sports. You're supposed to have sports and then have the comedy. So I'm not going to try to do the funny thing in there, man. I'm just going to give you guys something to stimulate your city and represent, the city that has your best sporting NFL quarterback that you love to death. Mario, when you think about Los Angeles, what quarterback do you think about?
I don't even think. Come on, I've been so long since we had football in Los Angeles, I don't even know.
This is so sad.
I think of USC.
Dude, this is so sad. When you think about it,
so long.
We don't even have.
I have no idea. Joe Namath. It's been a long time.
Ricky Turner. That's the nigga went to Compton High School. He's a quarterback for Compton.
See
that's right. There you go. That's what we need, Ricky.
That's it.
Yeah,
Come on, Ricky.
All right, let me do this so I can set you guys up because we didn't do sports yesterday. So the rest of you guys who are not following sports, get your bedpan clean. Come on back in about 5 to 7 minutes. But we're going to talk about the right thing here. Look, I was going to do this with the biggest collapse on the defeats over the weekend, but since we've already had enough time for everybody kind of to go over it, I know that cities can turn on a sports athlete that they hope will bring them success. And the top cities where you actually have to perform, and if you don't, they kick you out of the city. New York and Philadelphia tops the list. Can you think of another city that if you don't perform to their expectation, they'll turn on you? Before you get that answer, Mario, we're going to find out which quarterback or player is probably going to have the city turn on them because they're not performing up to expectations. So what I've done is giving you 4 or 5 names. You can take it from there. I'm going to say which football city will turn on this quarterback first for not delivering. And whatever that delivery is, long as they're not delivering, that city's going to turn on them. I have Dallas, that's Tony Romo. Baltimore, Joe Flacco. I have New York Jets, Mark Sanchez, and I have to put this man's name, Minnesota, Donovan McNabb. Now, even though the graphic here is talking about something else, it's the second graphic I skipped over, so we're going down. I know you guys follow football from a distance, since LA doesn't have a football team. Which city is likely to turn on its quarterback first? And I want to include Michael Vick, but I think he's just above beyond. Even if they don't make it to the playoffs, I don't know if they're going to blame Vick. Who would you think that's going to be, Mike?
The New York Jets. Let me tell you something. Here's New York. This is a city where being an asshole is an art form. Okay, I'm serious. Anybody been in New York? And they try to act, ever since 9/11, okay, we all want to be cool in New York. But everybody knows the city full of assholes, okay?
Right.
Been that way a long time, okay?
Right.
So all them New York fans, they ain't patient for nothing. I can't blame them. They've had the Knicks all these years.
So you hating?
Well, I'm just saying, whenever you go to New York, they love to talk shit to people from L.A.
Okay.
They just love to talk shit to people from L.A., and they hate the Lakers.
Right.
They hate the Lakers so bad, I wouldn't even wear no Lakers shit in New York. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I would wear no shit.
Now, let me ask you, okay.
No Lakers shit in New York. They pissed off, too.
All right. Now, let me say this. Philly, from what I gathered, when it comes to football, is unbelievable. Every coach, even Parcells, everybody says, even from the coaching perspective,
City of whiners.
The city will. It has no.
City of crybabies.
They will turn on you.
Yeah.
They're just a different. So you got Michael Vick in Philadelphia. Who's more apt to go through this first? Now, just think about it. Now, Donovan McNabb is on an 0-4 team in Minnesota, and in the rankings in USA Today, in the top 32 teams, I think they're 30th. So that's already one. Now, whether they blame
his quarterback rating,
that's a quarterback.
His ratings are bad.
Right.
Vic,
All right. So I'm thinking now. Here's a team that everybody said you would never think at the beginning of the season they'd be 0-4, would you?
No.
Okay. Now here's Tony Romo. You rescued Dallas from an injury. You have gone to the top of the mountain.
Okay, he had a little injury.
Right. He had an injury.
How many of y'all played with a venereal disease? Come on now, shit. Here you got a drip. He got a little rib.
Wait a minute.
I think it's more important how y'all would struggle through.
Got that burning sensation.
That's right. He didn't bother you.
You see why this doesn't go with sports the way it's supposed to. Now I'm gonna get an answer out of
you guys. I'm so sick of them hyping. I like Romo.
No, let me say this.
But they keep hyping that.
Let me tell you. See, I gave you Donovan McNabb, who's not turning the ball over, but he's throwing under 200 yards per game. It's not producing the offense.
No, he's not.
I'm telling you, Michael Vick, because the nature of their defense having the expectation that they were going to be way better. Even if he throws almost 500 yards this last game and rushes for 2 TDs and he accumulates that much offense, it's kind of hard to say he can play defense.
Right, well,
all right, now I'm going to go to Tony Romo. Do you believe that Dallas is America's team, Mario? Yes or no?
No, in fact, just saying that shit irritates me. America's
let me go.
Team.
Wait a minute. Let me go. Let me go to what? Wait a minute. Let me go to Peanut.
Team.
When you think of America's team, what team do you think about, man?
Harlem Globetrotters.
Me too. There you go, Harlem Globetrotters.
I don't know shit about football. That's why I ain't saying nothing. I'm sitting over here chilling. I'm thinking about Kobe Bryant. Is he a quarterback?
And that's poignant. That's wonderful insight from a dazzling urbanite.
Damn right. I don't know shit about football.
But obviously, it's enough to advise the NFL official.
That's okay. And I'm going to keep it on point because you
peanut
guys have had more than enough time to exhale with all those subjects. So I'm going to keep my little 2-fan base crew of fans in sports right around this because I'm going to get an answer out of which quarterback.
You know why Philly is bad, Vic?
I'm just saying.
Very limited food.
Let me keep
all they
going.
have is cheesesteaks. That's why they're pissed off as fans.
Every time we sit back and when I work your segments, I'm supporting you guys. And then when I talk sports, you guys can just go off
It's the
somewhere.
Philly fans, man. I'm tired of them. They all constipated.
Look at
this dude. Look at this dude. You know, he ain't had a vegetable.
But just to let y'all know,
he ain't had a broccoli in 10 years.
Just to let y'all know, Philly, that's Mario. That ain't me, because I might get a show out in Philly, and I don't want y'all to fuck that nigga up.
And they will.
When I come down and tell a joke, you know, I like Eve. I like Will Smith. Come on now.
There's that damn peanut. They start throwing cheesesteaks at your ass.
I had somebody do that. I bombed, so they was throwing eggs and shit at me. I said everything collected and made a salad.
There you go.
I'm going to eat tonight, motherfucker.
Did you toss it?
Toss that salad.
See, I'm looking at watch this. I'm looking at this sign saying, I'm a moron, ask me now. That may not
ask me how.
Ask me. Okay, you know my thing is blocked. Okay, ask me how. You're
different
right.
Question.
Well, you know, hey, mine is a terrible thing to waste, and I'm wasting mine. Okay, look out. Check it out. Watch this. There is a quarterback who is going to get burnt this year. It's going to happen soon.
Oh yeah.
So now I'm saying this, Mario. Let's eliminate. Let's go. Do you eliminate Michael Vick?
No, he's gonna get crushed.
He's going. No. When I'm saying this, what I'm saying is the city turning on him. Do you think the city is going to turn on Michael Vick? As long as he keeps producing offense, it looks like to me he's going to keep producing.
No, they're not going to turn on him.
Okay, now let me go to Tony Romo. Now
they're not going to turn on him.
Okay, 3 interceptions, throwing the game, the all-time comeback for the Detroit Lions at their stadium, right?
They're so civilized in Dallas. They do all that southern hospitality. No, we still love Tony.
All right, so now we go over to Joe Flacco, Baltimore. Nah, they got.
Well, first of all, that's a fucked up name. Flacco. Think about it.
It sounds like some shit going in the back of your neck.
Yeah, Flacco. So you need names like Hope Solo. You need all these great. You need a name like Flacco. You know, or Booty Meister. Those are bad football names.
Okay, all right. See, I'm not. Let me keep it focused because we're losing the true sports fan because he's rapping all this. Food and sex, man. I'm going to get you on this answer. Mark Sanchez, New York. Who you picked New York, so you think Mark is probably going to get the city turning on him before
likely.
Donovan gets Minnesota turning on him?
Right. I think when you're in certain cities like New York and Philly, even more than LA, to me, the fans are way more demanding and way less tolerant. And also even it'll get to Sanchez because you already have controversy in local radio with Joe Namath criticizing the team.
Right.
So I just think New York is, no matter what. I remember I told you it's a city where being an asshole's art form.
Right.
They bitch about sports a lot.
Yeah.
In New York. Yeah. And in Philly, too. They bitch about sports a lot.
I agree. Now, I'm going to say something that the announcers have been doing over the last few games over the weekend. They've been actually putting a lot of focus on the offensive line and defensive line and the lapses to show that the quarterback is not at fault for all these things most of the time. I still say right now the person who has to be very careful, to me, is Tony Romo. Because his own former teammates are now coming around, and basically slamming him. I mean, they're slamming him more than any other city's quarterback at this moment. I mean, they're really letting him have it. Yeah. So my thing is because it's the city. It represents a certain level. When you go from winning with injuries and performing a certain way to 3 interceptions and losing the game, but single-handedly with your throws or decision making, go week to week. I think he's up for it more than anyone else.
Theoretically, he would be. I just think it's not. It characteristically is a city that hangs in a little longer with their teams.
Yeah.
And by the way, Dirk Nowitzki, NBA champion.
I know. He supports Tony, right?
He set out a tweet saying, just hang in there, Tony.
That's support, right?
I mean, support. What I'm saying is that, the people haven't given up on him. I don't think they have.
Right.
I don't think they have, Vic. And I haven't.
Right. Okay. All right. I got my pick is I say Tony. You say Mark Sanchez. Okay, that's not bad.
If he doesn't do well, the Jets are taking some heat.
Right.
But both teams are taking heat.
Right.
In general.
Right. Mark is not known for actually producing a lot of yardage. He just has this history of playoff production more than regular season. So I think he's going to get a buffer because they know he performs when it counts more. Tony doesn't get there. And he's only had one playoff experience success to his resume. So the issue they say is regular season kind of dictates what Tony Romo is going to be. Whereas Mark Sanchez, they go, he doesn't do that well in the regular season. But comes the playoffs, man, he's got a wonderful record. So
he's dated Jessica Simpson.
And that ends that right there.
Look at Peanut.
Peanut is already.
Peanut said, "Hey,
right, I got you." Okay, all right. Let me go on to a quick one on this one. The biggest collapse goes back from this story we just covered. With the biggest collapse over the weekend was between the Eagles to 49ers, of course, or Dallas basically getting upended by the Lions. And I'm going to say this. Will you remember more the Eagles' Mario loss to San Francisco in the comeback that San Francisco had or the collapse that Dallas had against Detroit? What will you remember more?
I think I'll remember the comeback. San Francisco is a story that's being written now. What everybody's saying. What are the hot stories for the season?
Right.
And San Francisco is one of them.
Okay. So you're saying this trumps. Now, there have been surveys, and still not even close with the surveys, independent surveys, the Dallas collapse against the Detroit Lions just dominated the survey results, meaning that it tells me about Tony Romo. He's going to carry that because that history, now he's going to come back off of that. And so they're going to go against New England real soon. I think they have an off week, a bye week, and then they go to New England. So here's the part where you're really going to either shine or not. Brady's production against Tony Romo's production may make him sink even lower. So he has to do a rescue mission, to me, against New England to change what has happened. So to me, if he doesn't produce in that game, because that's a measuring stick, Tom Brady.
Yeah, even though I think it's more about really the whole Dallas Cowboys team, because if you take a look, they put up 30 points.
Right.
So it's really the fact that their defense who no one expected, let somebody else score 34 points.
Right.
And by the way, if it wasn't for the Detroit Lions being such a story, I think everybody would be talking about San Francisco.
Yeah.
It's just that they're not as interesting, quote unquote.
Right.
I think as a story as the other ones, but you got to really say.
Right.
That's a wonderful. That's way better than what people were expecting already, I think.
Yeah, they're leading their division right now.
Yeah.
And here's a good question. PMC, what's up, PMC Pittsburgh? Look, I agree. What's up and what's going on with your Steelers? One thing you can't do with Ben Roethlisberger is that he actually has a kind of history of not having great offensive numbers through the playoffs in the Super Bowl. So they don't heavily rely on him to produce like a Tom Brady in offense. So their defense is the one that's getting havoc wrecked all over it right now. They're rushing through the Steelers. Dude, I don't know what's up with your team. I'm not sure.
What is with, okay, you guys, can we stop blaming the quarterbacks for a minute for everything? This is another instance. No offense. Everybody talks about Pittsburgh. They talk about Roethlisberger. He's doing actually okay. That's not the one to be worried about.
That's it. It's the defense.
Yeah, and that goes for, even for some of the other teams. It's amazing how the defenses around the NFL are amazing. Even players whose names you know as superstars are doing some terrible tackling, and all kinds of stuff like that.
Right. So to me, I'm saying I think Ben gets a pass because everybody's waiting for the Steelers just to turn it on, and that they're known for their defense. So no big deal. All right, let me say this. Okay, if you had to go, do you believe? If you believe something, Mario, you gonna cooperate, man, or are you just going to?
I do believe.
Are you sure you're going?
I do believe.
All right, I'm a
believer.
I'm gonna watch you on this
it's like
because
that song by the Monkees.
Yes,
I'm a believer.
Okay, these are just exit questions that we have. You guys don't have to think about it. It's no big deal. Donovan McNabb, do you believe he will be blamed for hot weather in Minnesota if the Vikings don't make the playoffs, Mario?
They usually blame the black folks for everything.
Here we go.
Global warming.
That's right. But I think global warming is a bit much. I really think
black folks ain't shit to do with that.
We have nothing to do with global warming. Okay,
we still be trying to keep our house warm.
That's right. Didn't do that with our space heater.
Notice how we contribute sports to around black folks some kind of way. Very unique.
Ain't
I like
black
that.
folks in here.
Well, there's 2 black folks and 1 extra blackie.
That's right. Sexual chocolate.
You should see Vic's ID. It looked like a negative.
Before Wesley Snipes, Vic was the darkest person.
He walked past a bunch of coal. They go, Daddy.
I'm getting the vein out of my head, but this is cold. This is wrong.
He's going into the darkness now.
All right. I'm gonna skip over one of my do you believes because it's irrelevant right now. And I'm gonna say why it's irrelevant. When I use a reference to Green Bay, do you believe a la Tim Tebow could come and make it a competitive game? It wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen.
Y'all just got to mess with Tim Tebow.
But I'm giving him a pass right now.
Man, y'all mean.
Wait a minute. Okay. The Green Bay. See, it's gone from do you believe to giving them the picture, massaging it. Green Bay slams them 49-23. You think Tim Tebow would have made any difference, Mario?
Yes.
How much?
It would have made a big difference because he would have helped us emotionally.
Okay, you're so full of it.
Tim
Peanut doesn't believe that
It's
stuff.
eating all that roughage.
Okay.
It moves around in your stomach if you just sit there.
See what I'm saying? See, nobody, no sports. Next, I'm going to next.
Huh?
I'm not letting you have that one, dude. I'm not letting you have that one. No. All right.
What?
Last one. This is a serious out, and I think we already covered it. But Mario, you're going to give me your black and white on this.
Get your hand out my pocket.
See?
Count and change.
I am looking for a female cooperative co-host in sports. Come on the show.
Yes, we're looking for a female who knows sports. It would help if you have a great rack.
Yep.
But that's okay. You don't have to.
See? All right.
But have 2. Don't just come with 1 because that looks weird.
This is cold.
Especially when you wear a sweater.
This is wrong. Let me go. I got one more and I get to get out of here. All right. Do you believe, Mario? Yeah, you can chime in if you want to, Peanut. Do you believe Tony Romo?
I know him.
Do you believe Tony Romo and Michael Vick will motivate and turn around their respective teams and lead them to first-round playoff wins? Now, this is a good one, Mario. You got 2
They
teams.
might play each other as the first round.
Like I said, it doesn't matter.
In general, yes.
It's both of them.
In general.
Wow.
I think that at the end of the year, both of them will have put in solid performances, even though the Philadelphia Eagles may not be what you expect. I don't think they're going to be pointing at Vic.
They won't be pointing at Vic,
no,
right? The same thing we said earlier.
Yeah, I think he's going to be. I think he's going to actually. I think Tony too. I think they're going to do okay, but it's going to illustrate some of the other weaknesses.
Well, I'll say this: I'm more apt to believe that Tony Romo and Dallas may make it. I don't know why I think that. I think Philadelphia is showing some extreme weaknesses in defense. It's so bad, way worse than I thought. And I don't know if they can recover as quickly.
Well, I like one of the announcers that says, at what point do you really blame them for no defense? Even when they have named players, somehow consistently, when it comes down to it, their defense is even when they're supposed to be good,
Yeah.
underperform.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, it's hard. I think Michael Vick is basically sitting there going like, this team is nowhere close to what we negotiated with these contracts and bringing these new players in, and I think they're underperforming to some level, and it blows me away. I mean, Nnamdi Asomugha is put in a different system, and he may be not working well with the zone versus man-to-man, so all those kind of things are contributing factors. So I am done, man. I'm getting out of here. I'm waiting for new hot picks because I'm not going to let you guys sit back and roll in with your puns and comedy. It's done. I'm over. Take sports out.
Damn, you sound cool as shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's been Victor Allen's new sports. Victor Allen's unique look at sports. Hot, sexy, crazy. You can get it here, you can get it there, but you can't find it everywhere. New sports.